Oh, he's wearing pink today. Can I open this?
Yeah. Just be wary of foul balls. Just keep your wits about you.
No, I mean, how does it open?
Oh, just like squeeze the bottom things. Like, yeah, and then pull up. Damn.
Dougie! Navarro, sorry, you gotta go. I'm not making this call. Sorry, buddy. All good.
Yeah, you're good for now.
Langford, do you know everybody by now?
Yeah.
Okay. Owen wanted me to do announcements, but do you know where everybody's been, stuff like that, or?
I don't know like where people like have been like Frontier League wise and stuff.
Okay, let me take announcements and you can get a scoreboard. You live? Oh yeah, we are. Welcome, Black Sox fans, to Washington Wild Things Park. Today's matchup will be between the Road Warrior Black Sox and the ROJO Diablos. Pitching for the Road Warrior Black Sox is Marcus Johnson. He was able to collect his win in his last start. He's going to face Yuta Okazaki. Utah has a rich history in professional baseball. He managed to make it all the way to AAA with the Braves, and more recently, and most was signed with the High Point Rockers in the Atlantic League down in North Carolina. The Black Sox, as Utah swings that pitch and fouls it straight back. In a 2-game series on the tour, and Utah, as well as Max McDowell and Chris Irwin, impressed them enough for them to offer them a contract. Chris Irwin was obviously already signed to Gary South Shore Railcats, so he had to politely decline. But Max McDowell was signed, as Utah swings through a foul on the outside corner. Max McDowell signed right then and there, and they kept Utah in mind in case they ever needed a good defensive catcher. And lo and behold, they did need one, and Utah was able to go there for quite a bit of time. As Utah takes a fastball on the outside corner that just misses, that'll make it count 2-2. So, Marcus Johnson comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Utah. Swung on and a line drive into right center field. McCurdy is on the run but can't make the catch. And so it's over his head. Utah's rounding second, maybe looking at third. Decides to stay up at second. And Utah is aboard with a leadoff double, and that's how we're starting the game. It will be now Frank Podkul stepping into the box. Frankie Podkul, he's got some time places. His professional career started out in Joliet, Illinois, where he is a state native there. Frankie Podkul from the Chicago area, Joliet from the Chicago area. So he was signed there to start his professional career as he takes a slider low and inside for ball one. Then just last year, Frankie Podkul was signed to Sioux City in the American Association, where he was able to go to Winnipeg for a series with them. Johnson comes set. The 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball that's taken up and outside. That'll be ball 2. That'll make the count 2-0. And most recently this year for Frankie Podkul, he was able to go to Lake Country, go to them, play for them for 2 games, where he went 2 for 6 as he swings through a fastball to make the count 2-1. So Frankie Podkul this year batting .300 in the American Association with a good amount of time in other leagues as well. Maybe I shouldn't say other leagues, as previously mentioned, Sioux City is in the American Association as well as Lake Country. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball that misses off the plate. That'll run the count 3-1. So Marcus Johnson falling behind here to Frankie Podkul, who also had a home run actually in yesterday's game. Frankie Podkul swings through a fastball and run the count to 3-2. So Frankie Podkul's homer yesterday also came off of a lefty, interesting fact. So he sees left-handed pitching pretty well. As a left-handed pitcher myself facing him, it's definitely a challenge. Last year he tagged me for a couple. The payoff pitch is a fastball in the outside corner, swung on and missed. That'll be out number 1. And that'll bring up Tyler Hill. Tyler Hill also has a rich history of professional baseball. He's younger than Utah, but he's been to a lot of places. In the Empire League in 2019. Then in 2020, he played with the Black Sox in the 2020 Yinzer League. Then after that, he played as he takes a slider in there for a called strike. That'll make the count 0-1. So after the 2020 Yinzer League, the 2020 Empire League here, where he played for Mark Mason, the York Revolution's manager. He was coaching one of the Empire teams. As now Tyler Hill swings through a fastball, that'll make the count 0-2. So Mark Mason was coaching one of the 2 Empire teams, and the Black Sox had 2 teams of our own. We had another 4-team pod league, similar to the Yinzer League. Then after that, that was enough to net Tyler Hill with a contract for the York Revolution. As he looks at a fastball outside, that'll make the count 1-2. So a little bit of time in the Atlantic League for Tyler Hill. And then most recently, he came back for only maybe 2 or 3 days before he was signed to the Lancaster Barnstormers, again in the Atlantic League. As the 1-2 pitch comes in, it's swung on and hit high and foul and out of play. So that'll keep the count 1-2. We got 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Utah Okazaki led this game off with a leadoff double. Frankie Podkul came up to bat in the 2-hole and struck out after that. And here we are with Tyler Hill. Marcus Johnson looks in for his sign. Roland Mercano is his catcher today for the Road Warrior Black Sox. As a slider is swung on and lined over to third, Tyler Reese can't make the catch, but he throws over to first, and he sails it over first baseman Ryan Roel's head. That will bounce and head into the stands. So that'll be called almost – no, it's not – well, it's not a ground rule double, and I don't think Utah was –
That's not a ground rule double. It's a throwing error.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah scores. Yeah, he was on second.
He wasn't
to third because he wasn't going to advance. The throw is what allowed him to advance.
So the way that it works is depends on where you are in relation to third. If he was already on third and rounding it, then Utah would be given home plate. But he was not.
The real question is that a hit?
So no, throwing error.
I'm saying, but did he advance to second on the throwing error? Did he get on base to hit?
And that's a fastball taken outside. That'll run the count 1-0. This is Michael Thiessen standing in the box. He's batting 4 now for ROJO Diablos. And as Michael Thiessen just got a text from Joe Torre, he says it's an E5 all around. So,
because if the error allowed him to reach first, and the throwing error allowed him to reach second.
Yes, I believe that'll be 2 errors on 1 play. As Thiessen skies one into the shallow right field kind of foul territory, but Utah tags on the play. That was Chaz Brown making the catch at second base, but he made the catch kind of backpedaling. Utah, seeing that, recognizes that it's just deep enough to tag him. So that'll be a sack F4 for Michael Thiessen to score Utah Okazaki from third base. And the Rojo Diablos have the first of the game here in the top of the first inning. Score is now 1-0. So stepping in the box is Anthony McDougal. McDougal watched the slider there inside for ball one. That'll make the count 1-0. So going around the infield for the Road Warrior Black Sox, we've got Ryan Roel at first base. As Marcus Johnson drops a changeup in there, but below the zone, that'll be ball two. That'll make the count 2-0. Ryan Roel at first base, who put on an absolute show on the tour when we were in Billings, Montana, and Missoula, Montana. Big swing by McDougal as he swings through that one. That'll make the count 2-1. Chaz Brown, who is new to the Black Sox base. He's been pretty electric here so far. Already netted himself a couple of homers. The pitch. That's a fastball that's taken at the knees for strike 1. A little bit there. Tyler Hill will hold up at third. That'll make the count 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Johnson to McDougal. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So, after one inning, the Rojo Diablos are able to scratch one run on one hit and one or two errors. We're discussing it in the press box, and we'll get back to you with that. Out to pitch for the Rojo Diablos is going to be Keegan Wright. We'll be right back after his warm-up pitches. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We are here in the bottom of the first inning of Rojo Diablos versus the Road Warrior Black Sox. The Rojo Diablos were able to scratch a run on one hit and one error. Keegan Wright out for the Rojo Diablos. He started off with a fastball missed upstairs. That'll make the count 1-0. He's pitching to the leadoff man for the Road Warrior Black Sox, Taylor Olmstead. Olmstead grounds into a 5-3 to start this game off. Nice little chopper over to Shiloh Finistad at third base, who fields it cleanly and fires over to Frankie Podkul over at first. That'll be the first out for Keegan Wright, and that'll also bring up Tyler Reese. Tyler Reese played in the 2020 Yinzer League when he was signed to the Jackals, but COVID League meant that he couldn't go, so he played with the Slam and Sammies. They were a Washington Wild Thing team. Wasn't quite getting, as Tyler Reese watches a fastball at the knees for strike one. So Tyler Reese started off the season with the Slam and Sammies, got traded to the Road Warrior Black Sox as he watches a fastball in the inside corner now. Then Tyler Reese, in 2021 went on to play spring training with his previously signed Jackals team. But he finds himself behind 0-2, and that's a fastball that's taken just low. Tyler Hill thought they had it, but that'll make the count 1-2 as Carson McCurdy sits and waits on deck. Keegan Wright comes, kicks the 1-2. There's a fastball that misses up and away. That'll make the count 2-2 now. Keegan Wright looking good here. He's got a lot of life on that fastball today. Going around the infield for the ROJO Diablos, we've got Tyler Hill catching. As Tyler Reese can't hold up with his swing, he strikes out swinging to record the second out of the inning, and Keegan Wright has his first punch out of the day. So we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Score is 1-0 in favor of ROJO Diablos. That'll bring up Carson McCurdy. McCurdy, good ball player himself. He was recently signed with the Sussex County Miners as he watches a fastball that I believe just missed out or up. Regardless, the count is 1-0. So Carson McCurdy was playing for Bobby Jones over in New Jersey as he watches a fastball there that missed outside. Counts 2-0. McCurdy last year on the tour when we were in Cleburne was on an absolute tear. And I want to say a 4-game series. He had 2 home runs and his batting average was like 500. I've never seen a man more locked in than Carson McCurdy in Texas, let me tell you. But he fouls that one over the third base dugout. So the count is now 2-1. Right, comes set. Kicks the pitch. Is a slider that misses just upstairs. That'll run the count to 3-1. Keegan Wright, we can talk about the pitcher a little bit here. He was signed to the Florence Yalls this year, where he pitched against Three Rivers in Quebec. As that slider misses outside, and McCurdy is aboard with a 2-out walk. That'll bring up first baseman Ryan Roel. Roel, we talked about him a little bit. He was on fire in Billings and Missoula, Montana. He was hitting the ball well there. Certainly liked the high elevation. A lot of pop out of his bat. As the 0-0 from Keegan Wright is a fastball that misses up and in. That'll run the count to 1-0. The Road Warrior Black Sox have their first base runner of the day here in the bottom of the first inning. Carson McCurdy, a big guy with a lot of pops. You don't really expect him to take bags. As Keegan Wright drops a changeup in there, that'll make the count 1-1. You don't expect the big guy with a lot of pop to really take bags, but it's the thing about these Black Sox players. Versatility, a lot of tools. I've seen McCurdy take bags when he's given them. as a slider misses low and away to Roel. That'll make the count 2-1. Definitely keeping an eye on his lead. It's not a bad time to go because there's 2 outs, but as I'm interrupted, Roel skies one into center field. The center fielder is there to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So don't get to finish my thought there. As we have played 1 full inning here, we're going into the top of the 2nd. The score is 1-0 in favor of the Rojo Diablos, and we will be right back after this.
Yeah, 25 and 15.
Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the top of the 2nd inning. Rojo Diablos hitting again. Marcus Johnson out for his 2nd inning of work. The score is 1-0 in favor of Rojo Diablos. Leading off for the Rojo Diablos is Mike Muttner. Marcus Johnson comes set, kicks, delivers the pitch. Looked like a cutter, as that is in there on the inside corner for strike 1. That'll make the count 0-1. So we didn't get to finish moving around the World Warrior Black Sox infield last inning. So we'll do that in just a second as Johnson delivers the 0-1. That's fouled off over the first base dugout. That'll make the count 0-2. Wadi Almonte is standing over there at shortstop. He is pretty new to the Black Sox, but proven himself as a pretty good middle infielder. Very nice with the glove, left-handed bat. Could be very valuable. As Muttner was able to hold up with his swing there on the fastball up. The count is 1-2. Tyler Reese is over there at third base. We talked about him and where he's played. Slamming Sammys, Warriors in the Yinzer League, and then Jersey Jackals. As the 1-2 pitch comes in. And that's bounced in there for ball 2. That'll make the count 2-2. We got DeAndre Clark. Oop. We're getting a call from Joe Torre. Oop. My apologies. Give him a call back right now. So that'll be ball 3 there on the pitch. Count is now 3-2. As Johnson comes set and the payoff pitch to Muttner. That'll be ball 4. So Muttner is aboard with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up C.J. Miller, who's been hitting the ball pretty well as of recently. C.J. Miller just the other day had a 2 RBI triple. Had some other pretty good at-bats, but that's the one that really stood out in the Rojo Diablos victory. As he swings at the first pitch, he a little chopper over to Wadi Almonte. He fires over to second base. They fire over to first, but they're not in time. So C.J. Miller is aboard. But they cut down the lead runner, Mike Muttner, at second base for the first out of the inning. CJ took a turn there at first base to his left. I would have liked to see Ryan Roel apply a tag and see what the umpire had to say about it. But no tag, so Miller's on first. He is swapped out with Mike Miner. And Johnson now pitching to Shiloh Finistad. Misses upstairs with a fastball. That'll make the count 1-0. Shiloh had himself quite the day yesterday as well. He was 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs as he takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. That'll make the count 1-1. So Finistad also had himself a day. He earns himself a spot in the lineup again today. CJ Miller with a decent lead over there at first. Marcus Johnson thinks so too, so he fires over there just to check on him. Miller is called safe, and we'll get ready for the 1-1 to Finistad in just a moment here. Miller shortens his lead up a little bit. And the 1-1 pitch is a fastball out that misses outside. That'll make the count 2-1. So in left field for the Road Warrior Black Sox, we've got DeAndre Clark. Clark spent time with the Kansas City Royals in A-ball. As Finistad watches a slider on the inside that breaks to the inside corner for strike 2. That'll make the count 2-2. I believe that's Taylor Olmstead in center field for the Road Warrior Black Sox. He was drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 13th round. As Finistad fouls that one off, count will stay at 2-2. And then Carson McCurdy finishes us off in right field. We talked about him and where he's been and what he's done. 2020 Yinzer, Sussex County Miners most recently. The 2-2 pitch from Finistad swung on and fouled off out of play. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Finistad fighting here. This will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Finistad doing a good job fighting off these 2-2 counts. CJ Miller, same size lead over there at first base. Finistad swings and hits a fly ball into right field, but it'll be foul. And he fights off another 2-2 count. So we are going on the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Finistad doing a good job here. Just kind of a mistake pitch as Johnson checks on Miller over there at first base. His lead was more resemblant to the first lead that he took when Johnson took over, not the lead that he took afterwards, where it was just maybe an inch or two smaller. So Johnson checks on him, sees if he can get Miller moving back that inch as the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a one hopper over to Tyler Reese at third base. He fires over to 2. They fire over to 1, and they get it as a 5-4-3 double play to end the top of the second inning. No hits, no errors, none left on base. We're going into the bottom of the second here. The score is 1-0 in favor of the ROJO Diablos, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Sox fans. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. The score is 1-0 in favor of ROJO Diablos. The pitcher for ROJO Diablos, Keegan Wright, is out for his second inning of work. Up to bat is Nick Dabrowski. Nick Dabrowski, and he will be the leadoff man for the Road Warrior Black Sox. Keegan Wright, the 0-0 pitch is a fastball. Looks like it missed low, so that'll be ball number one. The count is 1-0. Wright comes set, kicks. That's a fastball, but it misses inside. That'll make the count 2-0. So I don't think we've gone around the horn for the ROJO Diablos yet. Behind the plate is Tyler Hill. We've talked about where he's been, what he's done. As that's a strike at the knees to Dabrowski. Counts 2-1. Tyler Hill, a good amount of Atlantic League time. Good Atlantic League prospect. Frankie Podkol, signed to the American Association twice. The Frontier at least once. Dylan Procopio is at second base. He hit himself a walk-off home run just the other day here. I want to say 2 days ago. As the 2-2 pitch from Wright comes in. It's a slider. It's a little chopper over to Procopio. He fields it cleanly and fires over to Podkol at first for the first out of the inning. So shortstop, Mike Muttner. He's looked pretty good. He's a younger guy, new to the Black Sox. He's looked pretty good. Hits for a pretty good average. Makes the routine plays with the glove. Maybe even one or two not so routine plays you can see out of that guy. He's paid off well. Shiloh Finstad, we talked about what he did yesterday. As Chaz Brown is now up for the Road Warrior Black Sox. He's squared to bunt. The umpire says that he stayed there at least with it. So that'll make the count 0-1. So Chaz Brown, we also talked about him and what he's done with a couple home runs as of recently. That's another slider, but that misses upstairs. That'll make the count 1-1 with one out. We've got a 1-1 count. And the pitch is a fastball that hits Chaz Brown on the hands. You hate to see that. As he is attempting to shake it off right now, kind of running away from the pain. Chris McCurdy, his manager, third base coach, a little concerned, giving him kind of the grip test right now. As talks out to Keegan Wright. And the manager and first baseman, Frank Podkol, co-manager Frank Podkol.
That's straight.
I think they call it foul ball.
They call it I'm sorry. Seems like they called it a foul ball, so the count is now 1-2. My apologies, folks. I thought, but it turns out he will not, and instead have to get back in the box with the 1-2 count. If I'm Keegan here, I'm throwing a slider. He does, but it misses low and outside. That'll make the count 2-2. So continuing going around the horn for the Road Warrior Black Sox, we've got C.J. Miller in left field. Got Michael Thiessen in center field. He's shaded over to the left. And Chaz Brown throws the fastball up and in. That'll be the second punch out for Keegan Wright on the day and the second out of the bottom. And finally, the right fielder, Hampton, will finish us off for the ROJO Diablos. So now that'll bring up Rudy Almonte. We talked about him and how he's paid off for the Road Warrior Black Sox as he watches a fastball on the outside corner for strike number one. That'll make the count 0-1. Almonte is looking pretty good in the field, looking pretty good with the stick. Even lays down as he hits a chopper over to Procopio at second base. It's a hard one to come up with. And that will have to be the first hit that Keegan Wright gives up here in the bottom of the second inning. I was about to mention what he brings, a bunting stealing threat, but a picture is worth 1,000 words and a video is worth 10,000 words. You just came up with it clean. So with that, that'll bring up Procopio, second baseman. We talked about Procopio and what he did just the other day. So the 1-0 pitch to Procopio is a fastball taken for a strike at the knees. That'll make the count 1-1. Procopio 2 days ago hit himself a walk-off home run and made it so that the Road Warrior Black Sox would play game number 2. As Wadi Almonte with a sizable lead over there first. Keegan Wright pitches. That's a slider that's not framed by Tyler Hill. He wanted to get Wadi Almonte leaning over there at first base. Doesn't do it, and the count is 2-1. But Tyler Hill, very proud of his arm. He throws runners out when you give him the chance. Almonte with a really good lead. Procopio skies one, looking like that's not going to get out of the infield as Muttner is there, camped under it to make the catch for out number 3. So Road Warrior Black Sox get their first hit of the day in the bottom of the second inning, but it's all for naught as Procopio skies one to Muttner at shortstop. We're going into the top of the third inning. The score is 1-0 in favor of ROJO Diablos. Marcus Johnson out for his third inning of work, and we'll be right back after his warm-up pitches.
There's another 15.
Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We are here in the top of the third inning. The score is 1-0 in favor of the ROJO Diablos. Marcus Johnson, the pitcher for the Road Warrior Black Sox, he's out for his third inning of work. Leading off is the right fielder, Hampton. Johnson comes set. The 0-0 is a slider that just misses inside. That'll be ball number 1. As Johnson comes set, gets his sign, kicks the 1-0. Is a fastball that it's called at the knees and the inside part of the plate for a strike. That'll make the count 1-1. We've got the second baseman, Beaver, waiting on deck for the ROJO Diablos. As a fastball is taken for a strike on the outside corner by Hampton. That'll make the count 1-2. Johnson gets his sign. Hampton calls time. Maybe to disrupt the rhythm of Johnson. As Johnson comes set, kicks. That's a fastball that's hit down the first base line. Foul. That'll keep the count at 1-2. But Hampton broke his bat on the pitch, so we're going to have to get a new one here. Just a small delay in play, real quick, or at least it should be. There we go. He's got his new bat, and he will make his way back to the right-handed batter's box. Johnson will toe the rubber. He's ready to go. Wakano will give him a sign. Johnson will do 1-2 again here. Count 2-2. After falling behind 1-2, fouls went off and himself back even. 2-2 is the count. The pitch is a slider that's in there that he takes for strike 3. Good pitch by Marcus Johnson to record his first strikeout of the game. And that will bring to the plate the second baseman, Beaver. Beaver, new guy to the Black Sox, as he has impressed people enough to keep earning a spot at second base. As Johnson misses with a fastball to him upstairs, counts 1-0. Came in here, he's looked good, and he's earned himself a job. Johnson misses with a fastball below the knees. That'll make the count 2-0 to be. We've got the leadoff man, Yuto Okazaki, waiting on deck. It would be nice for that guy to bat with runners on. As Beaver swings through a fastball on the outside corner, that'll make the count 1-2. Johnson, pitch, misses with a fastball outside. That'll make the count 2-2. Joe Torre is giving me a phone call right now. How's it going, Joe? You're on the air.
I'm on the air. What are you on?
Nothing right now.
Really? What are you on?
Nothing.
Well,
Creatine?
let's say you're on YouTube. So for Beaver, all right, nobody, including Beaver, has earned any spot anywhere. The only spot Beaver's earned is not getting voted off the team, right? Because it's random selection. So no one's earned a spot. They won yesterday, so they earned the spot to play today. And after this game, if he sucks, they could vote him off and pick up another guy. So it's really, there is no earning a spot and done well enough to stick around. He actually went home for a day or two and cost him a couple days on the roster. But one thing I was going to say, it would help you in the beginning of the game. If you have the thing in front of you, you don't have to be going around the horn in like the third inning. You can just be like, Reese is playing third, Amonte's playing short, this guy's playing second, this guy's at first, this guy's in left, this guy's in center, this guy's right, this guy's catching, and then boom, you're done with it. So that's why when you guys turn the mic on, every time the guy's about to throw the first pitch, you're too late.
Okay.
Johnson about to throw the first pitch, he's thrown 3 innings, no hits, a walk, and pick the guy off, or I don't know, whatever. It gives you time to. How did Beaver get on? He walked?
Beaver walked, yes. Utah's in a 1-1 count.
These guys are earning their spots when the pitchers walk, 50% of the guys they face. So that's the problem. But, yeah, give yourself time to be like, to go around. Is the line? Like, you should announce the line if you want to do it. If you don't have to do it. But instead of getting caught up and stuck and being like, oh, it's the third inning, let me tell you more about this guy. Like, go through the lineup and the thing real quick. Like, Utah's leading off, Feiffel's hitting second. Tyler Hill inserted today was voted in got randomly selected because they voted 2 guys off. They voted Ortiz off, who got caught stealing up 7 runs yesterday, and they voted off Josh Williams, who also got thrown out stealing and whose defense has been subpar, and he just swings out of his shoes, swings at everything. And watch, the Hampton guy who broke a bat mid-at-bat, and guys who were, the Beavers, they're going to be the next ones out. This is the only team to make a move and clip 2 guys, and they picked up Mike Deason and Tyler Hill, which are big pickups. So to continue to win and play every day, the Beavers of the world and those guys are playing with their ass on fire because there might not be a tomorrow.
They got a random roll, and they got Tyler Hill and Mike Thiessen out of it.
That's why you play the numbers. There's a pool, and if you drop a guy or two, it gets randomly selected. Also, could have got anybody. He just walked that guy too?
Yeah, Utah just walked. Now we've got Beaver on second, Utah at first, Podkul at the plate.
Who is that guy he just walked? He walked too?
Utah.
Didn't Hampton start this inning with a punch out? Yeah.
Hampton.
And then Utah walked. Geez, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, so they pulled the pool. They said, we'll take a chance. And they took the chance. What's taking so long? Why are these guys like standing around? Just get going. And and those are the two guys they got. They could have not done that, and it could have been anybody else. So now after this game one, if they want to drop a guy, if they're smart, if they win, they should drop their worst player, go to the pool, which is the pool is Sunday 4:00, Monday. The pool is Barton, Hurt, Brown, Robinson, McDade, Vaughn, Thompson, McIntosh, Tierney, and Brandon Pugh for tomorrow. So you definitely go to the pool after game one unless they're just trying to be nice, but I wouldn't be. I'd pick that guy up.
No, I would. Well, it sounds like you just listed off a lot of really good outfielders.
They actually dropped two guys and picked up one because you can pick up one every time you win. And for the doubleheader, I wanted them to have 11. So they picked up Malone, who's going to come off the bench. They dropped the other two guys and got decent. So those are big pickups. If this team goes and drops anyone, Beaver, Hampton, Finistad, Miller, Mutner is the only one with that experience, but I'd keep Mutner. Probably keep the infielder Beaver. Probably dump Hampton. Say they dump Hampton, and you get anybody, Tierney, McIntosh, Thompson, Vaughn, McDade, Robo, Brown, Hurt, Barton, I would do it 100%. But those guys need to be there to get selected. So.
And you said Brendan Pugh is coming into town?
Yeah, I think today.
Oh,
We're
wow.
ready to play tomorrow. But if you don't drop that guy, or if those guys aren't there, then it doesn't matter. So that's where being at the ballpark and watching the games and all that is important, So that's why, like, when you talk on the thing, a lot of information. You're talking primarily to our guys. So keep them updated, and managers, pretty much our guys and managers, maybe a couple parents and girlfriends, whatever. But for our guys and managers, you want to be like explaining what's going on. Podkul, did you get out of that one or no?
He hit it to pretty deep left field. It got caught, but it was able to.
Oh my God, he's out at third. No, he was safe.
No, he was safe.
Did he look out?
The ball kind of kicked away from Reese.
How did Utah get to second?
Utah's still standing on first.
Who's at third?
That's Beaver.
Oh, it's Beaver Hampton.
No, Hampton started off punched out. Beaver walked. Utah walked.
Oh, they still batted 10 guys. All right, okay. So it's walk. Beaver's at third. Utah's at first. Podkul. How did the other guy not tag up there at first?
I assume Utah wanted to let Tyler Hill hit with.
If they can't throw the guy out at third, they can't throw the guy out at second. He should have tagged there. If he tagged on Chaz Brown's arm before in the foul territory, definitely tag on that one. But anyway, he's probably going to run now. He's going to make up for it. He's no dummy. He'll leave late. They can't throw it anyway. And they're going to walk Hill. But yeah, remind our guys and the viewers all that, like, where we're at. Like, these guys have to win to play the next lineup of
Team USA.
Of McKinley, Sims, Lee, Musser, Blood, Stans, Golumbewski, Soto, Demko, Barnes, which Golumbewski's filling in for Kennedy because Kennedy might have COVID or does have a strand of COVID. Everyone has COVID. And I would really appreciate if the ball stopped being thrown in from both sides. So let's make sure that those guys stop throwing the balls in from both sides.
You were right. Utah just took second base.
Yeah.
And he left late. He read a slider in the dirt.
And that's what I said. Oh, we heard someone throwing a slider with a fastball now. I have to make contact, which is the thing I don't want to do. You throw the guy's slider, you speed up his bat. You're making my bat faster when my hands are already slower from hurting. So why throw him a slider? Unless the guy's already shown you that he's going to swing at slider in the dirt. What the guy's showing you is he has terrible timing. Him and Tyler Reese think that waving the bat around like a maniac is the way to get it done. So what you do is you run it under their hands and you break their thumbs and you hit them in the hands and you go in and you go in and you go in. You don't go slider because that's what I want. I want to start swinging early and hope that I catch a fat barrel over the plate because you slowed it down and sped my bat up for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you would throw a slider, but that's why you're in the booth in the Yinzer, whoever that was. All of you, really, because you should be – that's when you blow a guy up. What do you think in the big leagues? They're like, oh, yeah, I throw 97. He's got a thumb problem. Let me hang him a changeup. Let me throw him a slider. Let me throw him my splitter. No, his hand hurts. It hurts to do anything. Break his fucking thumb. Break the thing. Break their hands. Break their backs. See how the mentality is so like, oh, let me go for the punch-out. No, you don't go for the punch-out. Knock that guy who's dangerous, home run and steal power, out of the game right there. Break the bat on the next pitch. Maybe his hand's done. You ain't got to deal with him anymore.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if I'm your manager, I'm playing to win. There's not enough playing to win going on. That's why that's the reason we're doing this. Remind the viewers every day is because Joe Velarde broke his leg because our guys couldn't fucking show up on time. And then when he broke his leg, they walked off the field like they didn't want to play anymore. And in no baseball game in history would a guy get injured and not finish the game. So the reason this is do or die, Survivor Series, sudden death every game is because of the horseshit culture that has evolved. So these guys have to play with their ass on the line every day or they don't play. And so remind the viewers, remind the managers of how intense we're trying to make it and why we're trying to make it that intense. Maybe don't harp on the Velarde breaking his leg thing, but the whole reason that we're in this situation is because of that. Because these guys can't get hard in the morning. They can't show up to the field rock solid and like Cole Bombalis or a prosthetic leg and just ready to fucking play no matter what. Because I got Atlantic League managers texting me at 9 a.m. on a fucking Saturday. They're probably going to text me tomorrow 9 a.m. on a Sunday. And I've got to choose from a pool of the hottest guy, the most fired up guy, the smartest guy. You guys are on air showing me how not smart you are. I just put your name in a message. I got this Doug Olchese guy shoving up everybody's ass. So why can't these guys get on the field? They got to get on the field faster than that. But I just said, yeah, this Doug Olchese guy, and then you're going to get Doug Olchese, we're going to run it in, we're going to break the guy's hands, and then Doug's going to hang a fucking slider, and the dude's going to hit it over the wall in the Atlantic League because he fucking thought, yeah, let me throw it, you know? So think about it. You're exposing yourself all the time. Okay. All the time. So what you're saying?
So what you're saying there is slider wins the battle, fastball break his hands wins the war.
Listen, the mentality you guys have is a strikeout mentality.
Yes.
You have a strikeout mentality, which maybe, let's just go by what I have in here because it's not everything. Doug Olchese with 14 innings and 23 strikeouts, okay, that plays. Johnson with 34 innings and 18 walks and 16 strikeouts needs to cut the strikeout mentality, get rid of it because it's leading to walks in more than half the innings. Who's the other guy? Keegan Wright.
Yes.
Keegan Wright. Was he the guy that hit Chaz Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Keegan Wright, I only have 23 innings on here. There's more to be added. But let's say 23 innings, 19 punches. He's not punching out a guy in inning either way. So what's the difference? Why put, he gives up more contact, 30 hits in 22 innings, probably 60 and 40 if you let him keep throwing pitches over the plate. So why throw a slider? Because the mentality you guys have is a strikeout mentality, and you can't punch nobody out. The mentality should be a contact mentality. That's why we just walk Beaver in the bottom spot. We walk Utah, who can hit. We walk with the catchers yesterday. Every catcher in these last few games, 0 for 20 in the last 4 spots in the lineup. It's like 0 for 20, 1 for 19 with 4 walks, 3 walks, 11 punch-outs, 7 punch-outs, 8 punch-outs. Like, why are we even walking that guy? Go back to the game yesterday. I opened it yesterday. We walk Ortiz. We walked Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
We walked Simmons. And we walked Martinez. We walked 3 catchers in yesterday's game. Why? Because these dudes are trying to strike people out. What if you just threw 3 BP fastballs down the middle? What does that guy do with you? Probably nothing. All right, so hold on. We're at what, Marcano now?
Yeah.
In the 8th spot, leading off the 3rd.
That is correct, yes.
And who's after this guy?
DeAndre Clark.
Don Andre Clark.
Don Andre Clark. My apologies.
Don Andre Clark. And Utah didn't get up to AAA with the Braves. He was catching bullpens for the Braves. They put him on a roster for a month, and he got 6 at bats or something like that. I wouldn't convince anybody that he made it to AAA with the Braves. We want to give anything
Yeah, he's
deceiving
6.
out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the way to do that was to play for the Black Sox, realize that you should go catch bullpens, and then jump in with the Braves. And then that motivated him again to come out of retirement, really, and sign in the Atlantic League. That's the story right there. The story's not that he worked his whole life to get up with the Braves. It's not what happened. He gave up after the Pecos League because he realized no matter how good you are in the Pecos League, no one's going to sign you. No one gives a shit. He also did some teacher man shit, which set him back a while, and he wishes he never did it. It fucked him up. And so Teacher Man in the Pecos League made him want to quit. So he did quit. And then he went to catch bullpens for the Braves, and then he made it to AAA, and then he kind of came out of retirement after the COVID thing. And a 154-pound catcher is going to get a job more than any catcher in any Pecos League, USPBL, Empire League, or what's the other league? I don't know. But nobody is better than that kid defensively. Even out of all of our guys, he's the number 1 defensive free agent catcher available. I say it every time we send a message out, but he didn't work his way up to AAA, so don't deceive anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I
we
hear
want
what you're saying.
We want our guys that are going to go back and watch this game, and our guys that are going to go back and watch this shit to realize, like, how does Don Andre Clark not move that runner? He flew out to left field.
That is correct.
Yeah, we got to move that runner in a loser go home game. You're down by 1. I mean, that's what, Clark raised his hand. What's holding me back the other day? Like that right there. That's holding me back. So, but be real with these dudes. Like you call a good game, you have a lot of good information. But remember, it's a lot of new players that are watching, or even our players that are watching for information. If you're not sure, fucking text me. I don't care. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying,
it's an attention to detail type of
Utah
thing.
worked up with the Braves, but Utah didn't work up with the Braves because he didn't have to. He just caught pens, was a good dude. I'm sure if he had a big mouth or couldn't sit in the environment or was trying to play and butthurt about playing time or something like that, I bet he never would have got that opportunity. He got his opportunity because he went in and shut the fuck up and was able to catch big league pitching, which Nick Hoyt is going over now to the Washington Wild Things side as of yesterday to catch bullpens, and we'll get a great experience learning over there. And that's maybe what we can try to get Ryan Roel into next year to get them into spring training, get him into spring training as a bullpen catcher who lives in the Pittsburgh area, So that entity right there is so important. I've even offered another couple of guys on the field down there opportunities to do things like that, and they didn't want to do them. They think it's the end of their career. Anthony Alvarez went over to Chicago earlier this year from us, Wolfpack guy, and is catching bullpens for the Chicago Dogs, learning way more catching bullpens than he ever could playing every day in the Yinzer. And he can come back and still play at a young age. He can definitely still have, a long career and continue to play.
Oh, definitely. Tony's what, 22 years old?
Not even. It's like 20, 21. I think he just was able to buy a beer.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely a great gig for Alvarez, no question.
Tell that Utah story. Tell that shit like he went to the Pecos League and it sucked. And he went to spring training in Sonoma and the guy didn't sign him because he was Americanized Japanese. And the manager was Japanese. So he didn't want Americanized Japanese. He had 4 or 5 Japanese guys that were straight up Japanese. Didn't like Utah. Utah should have signed that year in 19 or 18 or whatever it was. It was 18 or 17. And then he shut it down for a while. And dudes should know, like, there's a 30-year-old catcher out there better than you. Because of the way that he chose to go at the process. Not because that was what, Olmstead single?
Yeah, Olmstead single through the 5-6 hole.
And that's where Don Andre Clark has got to move that runner there. Because now you got Reese coming up with an out. Reese is a punch out. Maybe waiting to happen. You really need to get to McCurdy and these guys runners on it. I'm not saying Clark has to even sacrifice himself. He could, he could bunt for a knock. He could fucking do anything. But the little things in these games are the reason that these guys are going to get dumped. Like, let's say Clark's side wins. Do they vote to keep it with that pool that I just mentioned? And I think it's more important for players to realize why your own guys, why your own teammates would want you or not want you. I think it's important. It's more important than even what I'm doing right now, because for you guys to understand, like, what plays in a clubhouse. One guy got voted off, and he's like, fuck it, I'll play against him. It's better to play against him. Like, no, you don't understand. The old heads are always going to rule the world. The old heads are always going to call the shots. You're better off figuring out what plays with them rather than just being like, I'll just run all over them. I'll just beat them. Like, really? Will you? Will you beat them? Will you run all over them? Because right now you're not playing. And now that kid is actually back in a game here, has a chance to prove himself to some different old heads here, and we'll see how that plays, you know? So that's why I care so much about what you say, because I'm trying to send you, Dougie, with some old heads in the Atlantic League, and as soon as you say in the bullpen, your guy gets hit in the thumb, and you're down there with 7 guys in the bullpen, and you're like, slider here. That guy is not going to want you to pitch after he pitches, because you're going to come in with his runs on base, and you're going to hang a slider that allows his runs to score. One thing that pitchers do not give a shit about enough, and don't think about enough, don't care about enough, put no effort into. Like, I think it might have been even yesterday or a couple days ago. Mancour came in and gave up the other guys 2 runs, got out of the inning, but bases loaded. Sack fly, gave up 1, ground ball, gave up another, something like that, and then got out of the inning. Like, it doesn't matter, because no one's going to see these numbers, really. I mean, except for me and people who actually really care about them. But think about it. Why that guy's numbers got to go up a little bit higher? Because that guy can't punch anybody out. So the mentality is all about these punch outs, but we can't punch nobody out. We give up the other guy's run all the time. I think it's happened to you. Actually, not really so much for you. You've come in, no one's really come in and given up your runs. I was doing some stats the other day, though, and I found a stretch of like 9 innings where you didn't give up a hit. Did you know that? You threw like a no-hitter in like 3 or 4 outings. It was like 3 innings, and then some other innings. But
That sounds about right.
you've done well, and that's the thing. Guys could pass the eye test. Tyler Reese might pass the eye test, for a little bit, but then you watch this game, and that first play in the first inning is an error. And so that's my point of all this, is the attention to detail, and what's actually trying to be accomplished is not like, let's throw a slider and strike him out. It's no, let's fucking make him, all he does is turn on home runs and turn on doubles. Let's get in there and see if he can turn on this shit, which his hand is probably not going to be able to do so. Make him uncomfortable. If I'm a hitter there and I get hit in the hand and I'm facing a slider guy or a guy that throws 50% balls or walks a guy in an inning, I'm thinking, this is great that I just hurt my hand, because that idiot is going to throw me off-speed pitches in the dirt and shit that I can foul off because he thinks that's how you do it. But that's not how you do it. Now, I'm going there and face a strike thrower with some decent velo and a head on his shoulders. I'm thinking, be ready to hit early. Be ready early, be ready early, be ready early. Oh, my God, it's a fastball. He's an idiot. I can get the barrel on it, But most likely, not going to be that easy, So what happened? Reese walks here?
Yes. Now McCurdy's up with the bases loaded, 1 out.
This is Johnson?
No, this is Keegan. This is Keegan.
Keegan, right?
Yes.
I'm walking around doing things. We're making the 15th coffee of the day here, and we're coloring in our book here. Ridiculous coloring book. So he's got to get out of this here. How many pitches for Keegan, right?
What's 50?
50? That sucks. Really trying to ride him. 2 more would be okay. That kind of sucks. And then after the right side, we got a bunch of stuff. The right side should have Jared Smith, Owen Reith, right?
Yes.
Coonan's going to start game 2.
That is correct.
Yeah, it's going to be choppy. And then on the Johnson side, it's McMiller and Crespo, right?
On the Johnson side, it's McMiller and Crespo. I don't see anybody down in the.
You don't got to look. I just thought you knew. I'm not expecting you to see from there. What do I think you are, a fucking helicopter news channel?
Well, we got binoculars up here.
What do you got? Sack fly to center?
Yeah. So McCurdy gets the job done, scores the run to tie it up.
And Reese is still at first. Homestead went to third. Marcano scored. So it's 1-1. And you got
Roel up.
Well,
yeah, Roel's up with 2 outs. Runner on first and third.
That's something that I found out this year about Roel.
What's that?
As I've been doing the stats, I've been doing all these stats, catching up. Have you seen online or no?
I haven't seen any stats online yet. No.
No, why would you care? It's only the most important thing going on in your life. But anyway, there's these stats on the Yinzer spreadsheet that are adding up. And if you look, Roel, minus the power this year that he had last year, I think might lead the league in singles and actually might be one of the best hitters in the league like that. Instead of trying to hit the bombs, as he fouls off that Reese pitch, which, swings through it or fouls it off?
Swings through it.
Wow. But minus all the bombs, he's actually been a friggin' good hitter. Because I don't even have all the stats in there, but I think he's got the most singles. Although Trey Hunt might have more. Trey Hunt has like 25 singles. He already has 27 hits in my stats. Trey Hunt's probably going to end up being an MVP, even if he doesn't play here the last 2 or 3 weeks. Really. But Ryan Roel has 15 singles in 17 games and a triple. And I'm not even at any of his home runs or doubles yet. So he's probably going to hit a bunch more singles. He's at 314 that way, like top 10 in the league in hits, top 5 in the league in hits. He might be a better hitter keeping it simple. His at-bats have definitely been better. Who's that? Who's playing first base over there?
Frankie Podkol is playing first base with the Rojo Diablos.
And Tyler Hill's catching. Where's Utah playing?
Utah is EHing or DHing?
Oh, wow. Interesting how they did that. And then Tyler Hill didn't even go for that ball, but Podkol almost made it into the dugout.
Yeah.
So did you see that Nick Hoyt went to catch bullpens for Washington?
I did see that.
So you are watching the sheets.
I am.
So you saw that Ian Walda signed with Lexington.
I did see that.
Oh, okay. So you're watching the sheets, just not all of
The
them.
hitting.
But if you look, I started adding some pitching and hitting stuff. I got to finish it up. I just wanted to do it game by game instead of by the whole chunk because I wasn't sure if it was accurate. But for you, I got 8 games, 14 innings, 23 punchies.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Let's see.
not bad. We'll see. I got to add it all up, though. I'm filling it all in. But let's see what Homeboy does here. He walks him. Wow, this kid, he don't have it today. I got to look into what's going on after him. All right, let me call.
You got. Oh, sorry.
Well, what's up?
You said you got 8 games. How many? 14 innings.
Well, it's not everything, obviously. It's just the first 8 games I entered.
Right.
I still got more shit to put in there. It's all random. It's whatever box scores I'm getting. I'm throwing them in there. But yeah, not bad. You might be. I think you're going to lead the league in strikeouts and should probably win the Cy Young. I don't know, depending if you suck here the next 2 weeks. But
I kind of cool off for a while there. I was striking out 2 per inning. Now I think I'm at
Yeah, but it's about. See, this is the thing. Who cares about that? It's about the WHIP, the ERA. The only next ERA next to a 3.8 that you have here, which is probably going to go down. You know, even Kramer's at a 4.2. Johnson has 2.1, but I don't have all his games in. He's got 7 appearances, 34 innings so far. But it's going to be tough to keep numbers down in this thing. Look at Courtney Mack. Courtney Mack had a 5.54 in 26 innings, 21 hits, 22 walks. Dude's in the Atlantic League. Isn't that amazing? And he's had an 8.75. It's crazy. These lineups might be better than some overall. Oh, no, error in the short. Who made the error?
Shorts, Muttner.
Oh, wow, that kills. That's playing too deep right there.
It's not an RBI.
What is it, Roel at second, Reese at third, and Olmstead scored there?
Yes.
All right, I got to call Reed to make some pitching, but I'll hit you back.
All right, sounds good. What's the count? 0-2? All righty. So that was Joe Torre joining us, educating us, as he often does. Keegan Wright, unfortunately, has gotten the short end of the stick here in this inning, trying to battle his way out of it. He finds himself ahead, drops a slider in there, and that will now make the count 0-2. So we've got 0-2 here, 2 outs. The score is 2-1 in favor now of the Road Warrior Black Sox, as while we were on the phone with Joe, the wheels kind of fell off the bus for the Rojo Diablos. The payoff pitch is a fastball that misses outside. That'll make the count 1-2. So Keegan Wright just looking for his third out of the inning here. Finds himself ahead. It's a slider now that misses outside. That'll make the count 2-2. Kind of see now what Joe was talking about. So the count's 2-2. We've got Tyler Reese on third base, Ryan Roel at first. I believe that's Nick Dabrowski. Nick Dabrowski on Ryan Roel on second, and Nick Dabrowski leading off at first. A fastball misses in now to Chaz Brown. That'll run the count full. He's got full count here, 2 outs. Bases loaded. This is all we got to do. All we got to do is say, bottom of the ninth, World Series. And this is what kids dream of here. The payoff pitch. Fastball swung on and hit high and foul, but does it stay in play? Frankie Podkol's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But unfortunately for the Rojo Diablos, they surrender 2 runs and the lead as well. The score is 2-1 now in favor of the Road Warrior Black Sox. We're going into the top of the 4th inning, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the top of the 4th inning in Washington Wild Things Park. We've got Road Warrior Black Sox versus the Rojo Diablos. Pitching for his 4th inning of work is Marcus Johnson for the Road Warrior Black Sox. Leading off now is for the Rojo Diablos is Michael Thiessen, as he swung through the first pitch fastball for strike 1. Johnson kicks, delivers. Thiessen fouls off another fastball down the first base line. The count is now 0-2. So the Road Warrior Black Sox now have a lead as the score is 2-1. This will be Johnson's first time pitching with a lead this game. As he comes set, the 0-2 to Thiessen is a fastball, just misses the outside corner. It'll be called a ball, and the count will move to 1-2. Johnson comes set. 1-2 to Thiessen. Kicks, fires. Slider. Swung at and missed for strike 3. Mercado drops the ball, throws over to Roel at first. And they've got their first out of the inning. Good job there by Johnson. That is his 4th strikeout of the game. My apologies. 4th strikeout of the game for Marcus Johnson. That will bring up Anthony McDougal, the designated hitter today for the Rojo Diablos. McDougal in his first at-bat struck out swinging. look to see what he does here now. As Johnson starts him off with a slider that just breaks below the knees. That'll make the count 1-0. I believe the umpire is saying something, potentially not positive what he's saying, not willing to speculate at the moment. Johnson comes set, the 1-0. There's a fastball swung at and fouled out of play. That will make the count 1-1.
I didn't know Wood was catching.
So, yep. Nick Hoyt got a job as the Washington Wild Things bullpen catcher. Colin Miner was promoted to the New Jersey Jackals. Nico Tony was promoted to Three Rivers. Mason McAllister went with Tony to Three Rivers. And that was just on Friday. That was just a casual Friday.
The Black Sox are the way.
As the 1-2 is a fastball that misses off the plate. Count is now 2-2. So, Marcus Johnson kicks, fires, 2-2. It's a slider that misses low and in. That'll make the count 3-2.
Afraid to bring it up. Looks like it's not giving any clear calls.
Wow, that was close.
It looks timid.
Well, it's a little bit hard to see from up here. He's definitely been executing some good pitches, Johnson, in this at-bat. Payoff pitch is a curveball in there for strike 3. So that'll be the 5th strikeout for Johnson as he strikes out the second guy that he sees here in this inning. That'll bring to the plate Mike Muttner, who walked in his first at-bat. Johnson hunting a 1-2-3 inning. Kicks, fires. That's a fastball that misses low and in. That'll be ball 1. So, Johnson set again. The 1-0 pitch to Muttner. Looks like a fastball that misses up and in and up this time, as that'll make the count 2-0. Trying to find here. The 2-0 pitch is a fastball at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. That'll make the count 2-1. Johnson. The pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. That'll make the count 3-1. Johnson looked locked in for the second batter of this inning. Now to the third batter, he seems to be potentially frustrated with the calls. Muttner hits a line drive into shallow center field. That'll be down for a base hit as he's aboard with a 2-out single. He'll be now 1 for 2 on the day, as that is his first hit of the game. Only second hit that Johnson has given up so far. Then bring up CJ Miller. Miller in his first at-bat, hitting to a fielder's choice. He was batting with Muttner on first in a similar situation. A 5-4 fielder's choice that cut down Muttner at second, but allowed CJ to reach first base safely, was the outcome of his first at-bat. He takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. That'll make the count 1-1. Outfield playing Miller pretty straight up. As Miller swings and hits a 2-chopper over to Brown at second base, but he dives and can't come up with it, as Miller will be aboard. That'll be the third hit now that Johnson has given up. And it'll be runners on first and second for Shiloh Finnestad with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Both teams now with 3 hits. Nick Dabrowski is out to talk to Johnson. Give him a breather. We don't see any activity in the Road Warrior Black Sox bullpen. What? So there's looks like they're going to stick with Johnson. Makes sense. Not sure what his pitch count is, but I can't imagine it's too high.
17 this inning. So he's at 88.
Johnson?
Yeah. He had a 31 pitch inning.
Really? That's a fastball at the knees on the outside corner for a strike. Let me count 0-1. What is this?
Last time, 31.
Last inning? He only had 2 base runners. Ooh, as Shiloh hits a good one deep into the right center gap. McCurdy can't make the catch. Mutner's in to score. Shiloh's rounding second base, maybe looking at third, but he holds up at second. And Finnestad's got himself an RBI double. 2 RBI double. I stand corrected. That is right. Finnestad collecting 4 RBIs in 2 days now. The day's not over. So, I guess I should say in 5 at-bats, including yesterday's. Not bad, 5 RBIs. That'll bring up Hampton, the right fielder. Hampton takes a slider at the knees for a strike. That'll make the count 0-1. McCurdy was shading over in that gap, too. He's got a lot of room between him and the line as Hampton swung at the slider in the dirt this time. Count is 0-2. Good job from Johnson to get back in that kitchen, but not so good of a job to surrender the lead as soon as you get it. As another slider is hit into shallow center field, that'll be down for a base hit. Shiloh Finnestad is rounding third, heading for home. He's going to be safe at the plate. And now that'll be Finnestad in to score, and Hampton has got himself an RBI single here. Score is now 4-2 in favor of the Rojo Diablos, which is not good for the Road Warrior Black Sox. This will be the second baseman, Beaver. 10-hole hitter for the Rojo Diablos. Ooh, we've got a pinch hitter coming in.
Pinch runner.
Pinch runner, my apologies.
That's Robert Malone.
I'll be Robert Malone taking over for Hampton over at first base. Looking to see if he's running or not. The Road Warriors are finding, or the Rojo Diablos are finding themselves with good momentum. Oh, wow. But when he throws one at the backstop, that's definitely your time to go, as he's in at second, safe. So a wild pitch by Johnson will move the newly in the game Robert Malone to second base. The 1-0 pitch is a slider swung on and hit into shallow right field. McCurdy's got a beat on it. He dives and makes the catch for out number 3 of the inning. So Rojo Diablos with some good momentum there. Chopped down by Carson McCurdy in his glove and his diving effort in the outfield. But the score is 4-2. We're going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Rojo Diablos up. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and leading off for the Road Warrior Black Sox will be Wadi Almonte, the shortstop. As he swings at the first pitch that he sees for a ground ball single through the 3-4 hole. And we're underway here in the bottom of the fourth. So that'll bring up Dylan Procopio. Procopio in his first at bat skied one high in the infield to shortstop Mike Muntner. Wadi Almonte, big lead over there at first base. Yeah, Keegan Wright takes notice and sends a pick over that way. Wadi Almonte in there safe. Trying to get him to shorten up. He does shorten up. We'll see if he creeps a little bit forward. He doesn't, as that's now a fastball called to the knees for strike one. That'll make the count 0-1. Keegan Wright looking for a ground ball here, ideally. Has to keep Wadi Almonte close at first base. All right, and Procopio back in the box now. Keegan Wright checks on Almonte over at first. He's got that bigger lead now. And Keegan not letting him get away with it. We've got some action here in the ROJO Diablos bullpen. Wadi Almonte takes off for second base. Procopio skies one into shallow right field. Podkol's got a beat on it. He makes the catch, throws over to first. No throw over to first, as the ball was hit too high. Almonte had time to hear his team yell back and get back safely at first. So, but an unproductive out for Dylan Procopio, as that'll bring up Rolando Marcano. Almonte leading off from first. Big lead this time. Keegan checks on him. Seems like Almonte is going to have to shorten up that lead if we want this game to continue. Keegan not giving him that extra half step towards second base. The pitch is a fastball to Marcano upstairs, ball one. So, the 1-0 pitch from Wright to Marcano is in outside. Ooh. Almonte took off for second base on the pitch. He's called safe at second. We've got a ball on the pitch. The count is now 2-0. Joe Torre very big on not walking the catcher, so Keegan Wright needs to get back in the zone and do it right here, as he finds himself behind Marcano in a 2-0 count. Almonte dancing at second base. Keegan Wright steps off and checks on him. Now he comes set again. As he gets his sign. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball upstairs. Falls behind Marcano, now 3-0. Can't walk the catcher here. Cannot walk the catcher here. The 3-0 pitch from Wright. Fastball in there for strike one. He's got to do that, give him that same pitch 2 more times. Ideally, 1 more time if Marcano swings at it. So, Almonte still leading off from second. He takes off for third. Strike on the pitch. Almonte. Oh, what?
That was a strike.
Wow.
Tyler Hill unable to frame the ball on the pitch because Almonte was taking off for third. And I will chalk that up to the reason that that Mercano is not in a 3-2 count right now. He walks to first. So we've got Almonte on third and Mercano at first. And Don Andre Clark steps into the box, who takes a fastball on the outside edge for ball one. Clark in his first at bat flew out to the left fielder. And now he hits a chopper over to third base. Finistad will go to second with it. They'll get the out at second, but Almonte will score as Clark punched that baseball into the ground, sort of like a slap hitter in softball, giving Almonte enough time to go from third to home, but not giving Mercano enough time to go from first to second. So Clark has himself an RBI fielder's choice. I'm going to bring up Taylor Olmstead. Olmstead, so far on the day, hitting to a 5-3 in his first at-bat and hit a single in his second at-bat. Takes a fastball inside for ball number one. Olmstead 1 for 2 on the day with a run. Score is now 4-3 here. Clark leading off from first. Olmstead swings through the changeup there as the count is now 1-1. Receiving a text from Joe Torre saying that you can't really blame the umpire of the frame. Can't fall. Oh, wow. As Olmstead hits that ball into deep left field, it one hops the wall. That's going to be extra bases, and Clark is going to score from first base, and we've got a tie ball game. So, Johnson comes out and gives up the lead as soon as he gets it, and now Keegan doesn't give it right back, but we're now tied here. Score is 4-4 in the bottom of the. In the top of the bottom of the fourth inning here. Some activity now in the Rojo Diablos bullpen. Podkol, the co-manager of the Rojo Diablos, out to talk to Keegan. Keegan now facing Tyler Reese. Tyler Reese struck out in his first at-bat, walked in his second at-bat. Yeah. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see here. Definitely if you're a Rojo Diablos fan. Yo-Oh from right. Swung on and hit over the third base dugout, way out of play, foul. That'll make the count 0-1. So we've got a 4-4 score here. Keaton Wright looking to work out of this one. Give his team a chance to score one more run. Either team is going to need it. Olmstead dancing at second base. Fastball upstairs misses to Reese. That'll make the count 1-1. Carson McCurdy waiting on deck. Even with an open base, I imagine they're going right at Reese here. But the fastball misses again upstairs. That'll make the count 2-1. Wright showing some signs of fatigue potentially. His pitch count is at 84. So a 37. Oh, big swing and a miss by Reese there. That counts 2-2. So with an even count here, Reese versus Keegan. Reese is 0 for 1 with a walk today. 2-2 is a fastball that just misses outside.
That one was kind of telegraphed. You could tell they were trying to frame that one.
That'll run the count full. So we got 3-2, 2 outs, runner on second. 4-4 ball game here. Carson McCurdy waits on deck. The payoff pitch to Reese. Swung on and hit high and way out of play. So we'll do the 3-2 again here in just a moment. This has been quite the at-bat. Quite the unfortunate inning for the ROJO Diablos. The payoff pitch again to Reese is the fastball that misses up and in, and he walks him. So it'll now be runners on second and first. Taylor Olmstead at second, Tyler Reese now at first for co-manager Carson McCurdy. Carson McCurdy looked to do some damage here. He bats with a runner in scoring position. McCurdy, in his first at-bat, walked. In his second at-bat, he hit a sac fly to left field. So he's already got an RBI on the day. He's looking for 2, maybe 3 more. As fastball upstairs misses, it'll be ball 1. The activity for the ROJO Diablos bullpen is starting to get more active. As Keegan Wright comes set, delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. That'll make the count 2-0. McCurdy, a good hitter. We talked about where he's been. He's played at a couple places, seen a few things, done a few things. Looking to see what he does here right now with a runner in scoring position, a hitter's count. 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. That'll make the count 2-1. So, Keegan battling through this. Needs to do a better job of battling through it. So, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back again. And Carson McCurdy again will take a few steps out of the box. Now get back in. I'd like to see him just stay in there. The 2-2 pitch from McCurdy. Swung on and lined into right field. That'll be down. That'll one-hop the wall, and that'll be extra bases. 1 run is in. The second run is coming around. He'll be safe at the plate, and Carson McCurdy has himself a 2 RBI double, his 3rd RBI of the day, and Keegan Wright surrenders the lead, and the score is now 6-4 in favor of the Road Warrior Black Sox. And now Owen Reith, a co-manager for the Rojo Diablos, will have to take the ball from Keegan Wright. That'll end his day. And coming in to relieve for Keegan Wright is Bryant Gutierrez. He'll be tasked with facing Ryan Roel with a runner on second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The score is 6-4 in favor of the Road Warrior Black Sox, who are still hitting. We'll be right back after Gutierrez warm-up pitches. All right, welcome back, Black Sox fans. It's Brian Gutierrez in for Keegan Wright here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As the first pitch is swung on a line drive over the third baseman's head, that will be another run now for the Road Warrior Black Sox as Ryan Roel has himself yet another single here and an RBI single at that to make it 7-4 in favor of the Road Warrior Black Sox. So, unfortunately, that is one of Keegan's runs for Keegan. So now Nick Dabrowski will step in to face Gutierrez. Roel leads off of first. Short lead. Gutierrez the pitch. A fastball that bounces to the plate. That'll make the count 1-0. Gutierrez. The 1-0 pitch to Dabrowski is a fastball that misses low and inside now. That'll make the count 2-0. Bryant. Dabrowski hitting .340 in the Yinzer this year as he swings at that pitch, or swings through that pitch, I should say. Counts now 2-1. That's at least what we've got online on the spreadsheet so far. Not sure. Oh, as he fouls that one off his back ankle there. Counts now 2-2. So Dabrowski now finds himself in an even count after being up 2-0. Roel is leading off of first. Not much of a lead over there at first. McDougal waiting on deck. Gutierrez looking to end this inning here. As Dabrowski hits a line drive into left field, that'll be down for a single. And that'll keep this inning extended now. The stats are not full stats on the spreadsheet. Dabrowski is probably hitting 340 through the first 8 games of the season so far. So looking for those numbers to go probably way up. I remember around the second roster block, there was a post on the Black Sox Pro Baseball Instagram story that he was batting somewhere in like the 400s. So Gutierrez throws a first pitch slider to McDougal for a strike. That'll make the count 0-1. As another slider misses low and outside for ball one. That'll make the count 1-1. My apologies. This is Chaz Brown.
About around the line.
As a fastball behind him misses. 2-1 is the count. That pitch misses now. 3-1 is the count. A 3-1 from Gutierrez. It's a fastball that misses again. And that will walk Chaz Brown to load the bases. For Wadi Almonte. So, Wadi Almonte in the box now. Ryan Roel leading off of third. Nick Dabrowski at second. Almonte takes a fastball in the outside corner for a ball. Chaz Brown leading off from first. No action in the ROJO Diablos bullpen. As a fastball misses just a bit outside for a ball 2. Gutierrez, slow walk back to the mound. Everybody getting back into their positions. The 2-0 is a fastball on the inside corner at the knees for strike 1. That'll make the count 2-1.
Looked like a sympathy strike there from the umpire. He was like, okay, why not?
Counts 2-1. Gutierrez to Almonte. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. That'll make the count 2-2. So Gutierrez finds himself another 2-2 count here. Looking to close out this inning for the ROJO Diablos. They really need it if they want a chance to come back in this game. Score is still 7-4. And that's a line drive hit at the shortstop, caught by Muttner, and that will finally be the third out of the inning. But 5 runs in the bottom of that 4th inning alone. The score is now 7-4 in favor of the Road Warrior Black Sox. And we're going into the top of the 5th inning here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Utah Okazaki leading off with the ROJO Diablos. The ROJO Diablos are currently chasing 3 runs, and Utah looking to get something going for the ROJO Diablos. It'll be Gerard Smith. Gerard Smith. Gerard Smith in for the Road Warrior Black Sox as he misses with a fastball low and outside. That'll make the count 2-1. So Johnson leaves this game in line for a win. Score is 7-4 here. Smith bounces one. That'll make the count 3-1. Utah, the EH today, not a catcher, so maybe has the green light to swing, but probably not. Down 3. As Smith gets back in the zone there, fires in a strike, make the count 3-2. Utah was auto taking the whole way. As Smith drops a curveball in there, Utah strikes out looking. That'll be the first out of the inning now. This will be now the first baseman, Frankie Podkul. Podkul, so far on the day, 0 for 1 with a sac fly. So he's got himself an RBI. Looking to start something for the ROJO Diablos. First pitch bounces to him. That'll make the count 1-0. The 1-0 to Podkul. That'll be low for ball 2. 2-0 is now the count. Fastball misses just outside. That'll make the count 3-0 now to Frankie Podkul. Podkul, I also can't imagine swinging. It's a called strike at the knees. 3-1 to the count now. Smith is a new pitcher to the Black Sox. I believe someone just got tossed. Utah, one of the co-managers for the ROJO Diablos. I'm not sure if he got tossed or if he got told to quiet down or what's going on, but they're exchanging words here now. Not quite sure what this is about. Maybe Utah is still arguing about his strike 3 call. Time to – not sure if he's –
Be a lot easier that leaf blower would stop.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure if Utah is ejected or if Utah was specifically told to not keep piping up from the dugout. It's a little unclear right now. The umpire pointed to the clubhouse, but he didn't do the throwing motion that umpires typically do when somebody gets ejected. Normally when umpires throw somebody out, they throw their hand almost to signal that they are indeed throwing them out. If he did throw him out, I'm pretty sure that play is not allowed to resume until he leaves. Oh, and he did. Utah is gone from this game. So the leadoff DH for the Rojo Diablos will no longer be batting for them.
So how does that work?
It's gonna sting me. Fucking pissed off. What are we doing? All right, so now play will resume here, folks. We've got Frankie Podkul in the box. Podkul, so far on the day is 0 for 1 with the sac fly. We already talked about that. The count is now 3-2 after that little scuffle with Utah. And the full count misses for ball 4. So Podkul will take his walk down to first. And Tyler Hill now will step into the box.
So do they lose the EH?
So Tyler Hill, in his first at-bat, reached on an error. In his second at-bat, struck out, swinging. Looking to just keep this inning going. If you're the Rojo Diablos, as long as the top of the 5th keeps going, you're going to score runs eventually. Hill finds himself in a 1-0 count. Tying run is currently on deck. A fastball misses low and inside. That'll make the count 2-0. Rojo Diablos hitters are taking an awful lot. Oh, Tyler Hill swings at that one. Flares one into right field. McCurdy lets it drop in front of him. And Tyler Hill's on board with a single. Podkul moves over to second base. That'll bring up Thiessen. So, not sure what that was, but Rojo Diablos will take it as now the tying run is at the plate. It's Michael Thiessen. And fastball misses low and outside. That'll be ball 1. Counts 1-0. Thiessen, so far on the day, he's got himself a sac fly to shallow right field and struck out looking. As he swings the fastball upstairs, but he'll foul it straight back and the count will move to 1-1. So, after making Smith throw a couple pitches, Rojo Diablos looking more and more comfortable now taking swings. Maybe it's because Smith has been more in the zone earlier to these guys, or as Thiessen skies one in the infield, that'll be an infield fly, and Thiessen is ruled out regardless. Not what you want to see if you're a Rojo Diablos fan. That was not good. But it'll bring up Anthony McDougal. McDougal, so far on the day, is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He would like to contribute something to his team today. Walker hit is fine regardless. It's a strike on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. That'll make the count 0-1. Diablos need to extend this inning. They haven't scored any runs this inning, and after this, they might be running out of chances to do it. They're chasing 3. McDougal swings, hits one down the left field line. That'll be fair. Frankie Podko rounding third and coming into home. Frankie Podko is safe at home. They're bobbling it in the outfield a little bit, so Tyler Hill will come home, and McDougal will be on second now with a 2 RBI double.
That's an error.
No, he was getting a double anyways.
No, I'm not saying the double. I'm saying that allowed the second one to score because he bobbled it and he came in from first because of that.
Nope,
The outfielder bobbled the ball.
doesn't matter. He was still coming. He was still coming around.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Hill, what?
I don't know if he would have came around now. We'll talk about it.
So that'll bring up now Mike Muttner. The score is now 6-7. Still Road Warrior Black Sox ahead, but Muttner with a single here can score McDougal. But Muttner takes a fastball on the low and inside corner for a strike 1. That'll make the count 0-1. That fastball now is low. That'll make the count 1-1. So, big hit from McDougal. They're still chasing 1, but 1's a lot better than 3. So, the 1-1 pitch. Muttner lines one into left center field. That'll be down. That'll be a single, and that'll tie this game up. As long as he doesn't get thrown out at second before the run scores. No, he doesn't. He's actually in there safe at second, so he's got himself a 2-out RBI double. And all of a sudden, just like that, the score is back tied. Score is now 7-7 in favor of nobody. I mean, the Rojo Diablos have the momentum now, certainly. No activity in the Diablos bullpen, so they will trust Gutierrez with the tie. As C.J. Miller swings and hits one into left center field. That one will be down as well. C.J. Miller heading for second. Muttner in to score. So now the Rojo Diablos have a lead. And Gonzalez will be getting up for the Road Warriors in their pen. Nobody in the pen for the Rojo Diablos, as now the score is 8-7. So it'll be Gutierrez with the lead for them. Gabby Gonzalez is up moving around for the Road Warrior Black Sox. He's stretching, warming up. This is Shiloh Finistat now batting for the Rojo Diablos. He takes a curveball up and in for ball 1. Finistat hits a ground ball over to Tyler Reese at third base. He fires over to first. Takes Ryan Roel off the bag a little bit, but he recovers and steps on first for the third and final out of the inning. But Rojo Diablos strike back as this lead has looked like a game of ping pong. The score is 8-7. We're going into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The score is 8-7 in favor of the ROJO Diablos. Leading off of the Road Warrior Black Sox is Dylan Procopio. Gutierrez misses outside with a fastball that'll make the count 1-0. Procopio on the day so far is 0 for 2. But he takes that fastball on the outside corner again for ball 2. That'll make the count 2-0. Two-0 pitch. It's called a strike on the inside corner. That'll make the count 2-1. What did Hill do last time? Fastball misses low and inside, so that'll make the count 3-1.
Single left six.
Wait, did Hill get an RBI for that single? Fastball called on the inside corner, strike 2. That'll make the count 3-2.
No, Hill made it first and second after the walk. That was the one that dropped right in front of the right field.
Decent what? Slider. Chopped over to third base. Shiloh Finistad's got it. Throws over to Frank Podkol at first, and that'll be out number 1.
Gleason was the second out with that 6. That was the infield fly that the shortstop called by second base.
Oh shit! How many pitches did he have left in him? The last guy.
All right, 0-0 to Mercano. Is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. It's a good slider. In there for a called strike. That'll make the count 1-1. Another slider in there for a called strike. That'll make the count 1-2. Fastball hit on the ground. Routine play for Muttner. Fires over to first. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Will we have a 1-2-3?
That'll bring up Don Andre Clark. Clark, so far on the day, has himself an F7 and an RBI fielder's choice. So, with 2 outs here, he'll be tasked with sparking something for the Road Warrior Black Sox. Misses inside with a fastball. Misses outside with a fastball. That'll make the count 1-0. Slider at the back foot, swung on and missed. That'll make the count 1-1. Gutierrez kicks, delivers. It's a slider that can't quite get around. So that stays in the right-handed batter's box and misses for a ball 2. Count moves to 2-1. Another slider in similar fashion now, as perhaps he's losing it. Count moves to 3-1. The pitch. Fastball. Misses high, called a ball. And Clark is aboard with a 2-out walk. That'll bring off leadoff man Taylor Olmstead. Olmstead, last inning alone, hit an RBI single. Hit an RBI double. Should be. Yep, RBI double. So far on the day, he is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses low and inside, ball 1. Still nobody up for the ROJO Diablos, as Gutierrez finds himself with 2 outs here. Pretty comfortable position. Big swing and a miss. on a pitch that was out on a fastball that was outside. That'll make the count 1-1. Clark leading off from first. Taylor Olmstead been hitting the ball well today. Would be nice to have a runner in scoring position. Does Clark want to run on Tyler Hill?
Down by 1. You gotta get this one.
1-1 pitch is a fastball that misses inside. That'll make the count 2-1. It's a tough call here for Clark. He's getting a bigger lead there over there at first. Maybe thinking about going. As a slider. Starts at Olmstead's shoulder, but drops in for a strike. That'll make the count 2-2. With 2 strikes here, maybe now Clark goes. As the slider is popped up, foul, but in play. Tyler Hill's got a beat on it and will catch it for out number 3 as he kicks his helmet a couple times doing it. But that will be a 0 on the board for Gutierrez. And we're going into the top of the 6th here. Rojo Diablos lead 8-7. We'll be right back after this.
And we are back here in the top of the 6th inning. Robert Malone leading things off here for the Rojo Diablos. Gabby Gonzalez pitching as he delivers a first pitch fastball low and away for ball 1. It's currently an 8-7 ball game in favor of the Rojo Diablos. They put up 4 last inning to take the lead as the second pitch misses away. 2-0 now. They have 9 hits to this point in the game. Meanwhile, the Road Warrior Black Sox have 7. The 2-0 pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. 2-1 now. Some action in the Road Warrior Black Sox pen. That looks like Owen Reith warming up down there. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball that's going to miss low, 3-1 now. Gonzalez delivers. That pitch is going to be a called strike on the inside corner. The count runs full. The 3-2 pitch. It's going to be rolled over to the shortstop towards the hole, who makes a throw on the run. It will be in time to get the speedy Malone, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 away here to start the top half of the 6th. That'll bring up the second baseman for the Rojo Diablos, Beaver, who to this point has walked and flown out to right field. So he's searching for his first hit of the ball game. Taking his sweet time to get back into the dugout. Game's literally waiting on you, man.
Run.
So 1 away here. The pitch to Beaver swung on and missed. 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch. It's going to be a fastball that misses up and inside. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is another fastball. That one's going to miss low and inside. 2-1 now. Frank Podkol awaits on deck. Beaver looking to get on. His team up by 1. Maybe add a couple more insurance runs as that pitch misses just outside. 3-1 now. They were down by 3 to start the 5th inning, and they were able to put up 4. So, no lead is safe here. I'm sure they'd like to add a couple insurance runs, kind of close the door on the Black Sox here. It's a 3-1 pitch, almost hits them. That'll be a ball and a free base. So a walk for Beaver will bring up Frank Podkol. The catcher says there's only 1 out, right? There's only 1 out. So some confusion there.
It was just that there's 2.
Mm-hmm.
How?
They're striking.
Oh, okay. So the 0-0 pitch is a fastball on the inside corner. It's a called strike. Clear count. So 2 outs now. As that ball's fouled back out of play, 0-2. An ejection earlier in the game caused us to have to skip over the spot in the lineup and resulting in an automatic out. So that'll be the second out of the inning. We got an 0-2 count here to Frank Podkol with a runner on first base and 2 away here. His team enjoying a 1-run lead. Top of the 6th, 8-7 ball game. So that one's foul tip straight back. The count will remain 0-2. O2 swung on and missed. Fastball upstairs gets him to chase. So he climbs the ladder on Podkol to get the strikeout, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. The score will remain 8-7 as we head into the bottom of the 6th, favor of the Rojo Diablos. Road Warrior Black Sox looking to scratch away at the lead, and we'll be right back after this. All right, and we are back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-7 ball game. Tyler Reese leading things off here for the Road Warrior Black Sox. Brian Gutierrez still pitching for the ROJO Diablos. That first pitch misses far outside. Reese almost swung at it, though. 1-0 count. A 1-0 pitch. Kind of buckles him. Off speed for a called strike. 1-1. Slide piece there. Had him leaning back. That one almost hits him. 2-1. So that slider did not cut. That's the reason why he leaned back on the first one, because that pitch started at him. Broke back the first time. Didn't do it that time. 2-1. It's a fastball that misses away. Count moves to 3-1. Carson McCurdy on deck. He's got 3-1 pitches, swung on and missed. 3-2. He's a little bit early on that one. McCurdy had a 2 RBI double earlier in the game. So Reese looking to get aboard here. As he does, watches ball 4 low and away. That'll bring up McCurdy with his team down by 1, tying run on first base. It's like the wind's blowing in from left field right now. Won't really affect Carson too much. He's a lefty. But for possible homers for righties. The first pitch is a fastball in the outside corner. Watched for strike 1. Reese leads off at first. Team's down to their final 6 outs here. Only need to score 1. 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead. Oh, 1 misses outside. 1-1. One's popped up in the left field. Left fielder running in, makes the catch. That'll be the first out of the inning. Reese will not be unable to advance to second. So a fly out to left field from McCurdy brings up Ryan Rowell with 1 out and a runner at first. Gutierrez looking for a ground ball here to get out of the inning. He's 1 pitch away, potentially. Rowell's been swinging a hot bat, though. Got to hit his last at-bat. RBI. He's also walked today. Been aboard twice. As he swings at that off speed that moves away, pops it up into the right center gap. Right fielder ranges over to make the catch. That'll be the second out of the inning. So after a leadoff walk, Gutierrez is able to get back-to-back pop-outs. Now there's 2 away with the tying run stranded at first still. That'll bring up Nick Dabrowski, who's DHing today. 1 for 3 to this point. He's got a single. He's grounded out to short. Reached on an error. Quick pickoff attempt there from Gutierrez. First pitch is a fastball, watched down the middle for strike 1. 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch. Off speed that misses away. Ball 1. 1-1 now. It's an off speed that breaks back on the inside corner of the plate. Started at his hip. Count moves to 1-2. Good pitch there. It's freezing hitters this inning. Second time. Interested to see what he comes with here. He goes with the hard stuff, but misses. Maybe try to put a little bit too much on that. Misses outside. Count moves to 2-2. So the deuces are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner takes off. It's going to be a ball in the inside corner. Throw to second will not be in time, though. He'll be in there safely with the stolen base. So it'll be a full count now to Nick Dabrowski. He's got a man in scoring position after Tyler Reese stole second. Yeah, that's Reese's second stolen bag today. The 3-2 pitch is going to be popped up. Is it going to stay in play? It is. The catcher will be able to secure the ball for the final out of the inning. So the potential threat is put down. The score will remain 8-7. 1 runner left on base after the walk. So we head into the top of the 7th inning, and we'll be right back after this. So we are back here in the top of the 7th. Gabby Gonzalez still pitching for the Road Warrior Black Sox, trying to keep the lead at 1 run. So we are here in the top of the 7th inning. Tyler Hale leading things off. He is 1 for 3 on the day as he watches a first pitch fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. Three, 4, 5 for the Rojo Diablos due up. Trying to add on a couple insurance runs in the final inning here. And that ball's drilled into deep left center field. That might be gone in the deepest part of the ballpark, and it is. right over the corner where the center field fence and the left field fence meet. That ball cleared. Wow. That ball was absolutely nuked.
Where is that one for the home team or one for the away team?
Away.
Away.
One more. Yep, there you go. Did he add the hit already?
What?
Yep. So a leadoff home run there from Tyler Hill, and that'll bring up Mike Thiessen. That was solidly hit, to say the least. 0-0 from Gonzalez to Thiessen, misses high and in, 1-0. Wow. I would say either that or the batter's eye in dead center might be the hardest places to hit it out here at this ballpark. He does so. The 1-0 pitch is popped straight up. Catcher calls it. Secures the catch. That'll be the first out of the inning. Always bite your nails a little bit when a catcher catches a pop-up with his back to the backstop, not to the field. That'll bring up Anthony McDougal, who to this point has struck out twice, then redeemed himself in his third at-bat with the 2 RBI double. He watches a first pitch fastball that misses low and in, 1-0. One away here in the top of the 7th, 9-7 ball game. Leadoff solo shot from Tyler Hill. The 1-0 pitch misses away, ball 2. That home run was the 10th hit of the ball game for the ROJO Diablos. That one swung on and missed, strike 1. Good low and away pitch there from Gonzalez. Two 1 count. Gonzalez comes set. Delivers, and that's a fastball fouled back out of play. Count evens up at 2 here with 1 away. The 2-2 pitch. Wow. Goes about 56 feet. Count moves full, 3-2. Looked like he choked that off speed a little bit. Happens sometimes. So full count here. No one on base. So that pitch is popped up and towards foul territory down the first baseline. Ryan Royale moves over and makes the catch in foul territory for the second out. So pop up to the first baseman. That'll bring up Mike Mutner, who has walked, singled, and doubled today. So had himself a pretty productive day at the plate thus far. Who watches the first pitch fastball that misses away, ball 1. One 0 fastball misses away as well, 2-0. Not a bad spot. Could have went either way. The 2-0 misses well outside, 3-0. The 3-0. Fastball watched on the inside corner. Wisely. Count moves to 3-1. After 3 straight balls, I think you're automatically taking there. In this situation, at least. He watches a fastball up and in. That'll be ball 4. So he'll collect his free base. Second one of the day. I'll bring up C.J. Miller, who reached on a fielder's choice earlier and got a single in his second at bat and an RBI double in his third. Came around a score after that single in his second at bat, too. So he's played a pivotal role for his team here today. As he swings at the first pitch he sees there. Wow. Okay. So that was a soft liner in the 5-6 hole. Almonte makes a diving effort to catch it in the air. However, it will short hop him. And he finds himself in there with a base hit. So that'll bring up the third baseman, Shiloh Finistad, who hit into a 5-4-3 double play in his first at-bat, then had himself a nice 2 RBI double in the second. Grounded out to third again in his third. Looking to get another double here in his fourth. He watches the first pitch fastball. Too high there. 1-0. One 0 pitch from Gonzalez. Also misses high. 2-0. The 2-0. Misses up and away. 3-0. Three-zero pitch. Gonna miss low and in. Ball 4. So 2 walks and a single, and the Rojo Diablos had the bases loaded here. That'll bring up Robert Malone, who was a pinch runner for Hampton earlier in the game. Grounded out to shortstop his last at bat. We're gonna have a little mound visit. Pep talk.
Yeah. Gonzalez's eyelids are jammed. Somebody put a curse on McCurdy's glove, so they got to sacrifice a rooster. And nobody knows what to get Jimmy or Millie for their wedding present.
Oh, we're going to have a pitching change. So we're going to have a cold pitching change. All right. I didn't see him warming up in the pen, did you? So we got a pitching change, so we'll let him warm up real quick, and we'll be right back after this. All right, so we are back. Quick pitching change. Omar Ortiz coming in for the Black Sox. He will face Robert Malone here. Bases loaded, 2-out jam. All of the base runners belong to Gabby Gonzalez right now, so I'm sure he's hoping that Ortiz is able to get out of this. So he throws a first pitch fastball that's fouled back. 0-1. Interesting strategy to swing at the first pitch. Watches that one, though. Misses inside. 1-1. Didn't look too bad from up here. But as Doug said earlier, you can never really tell, you know. We're pretty far away. That one's fouled straight back. 1-2 now. So Ortiz in a good situation here. Coming in from the pen. Trying to keep his team in this ball game. They're only down by 2 right now. Ooh, almost hits him there. Misses inside, 2-2. I remember he was doing this last time he was pitching. He kind of jumps on his land leg. Like, watch his land leg. He'll jump off of it and kind of spin. Didn't do it there. So that one misses low and away, 3-2. So a full count here with 2 outs. Runners will be on the move. Bases loaded. It's going to be grounded to the shortstop, who flips it over to first in time for the out. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So top of the 7th, 3 runners left on after 2 hits, 2 walks. They scored 1 on a solo home run, absolute nuke. So 9-7 ball game as we head into the bottom of the 7th. Nuke from Tyler Hill. So 9-7 ball game as we head into the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back after this. All right, so we are back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chaz Brown leading things off. Brian Gutierrez still pitching. So he delivers a first pitch fastball that misses low, 1-0. Chaz Brown has walked, flied out to first, and struck out thus far today. As he watches the second pitch from Gutierrez, it's a called ball, 2-0 now. Shows bunt, pulls back, fastball outside corner, called strike, 2-1. So the 2-1 pitch is going to miss inside, 3-1. So in danger of walking the leadoff hitter, putting the tying run at the plate. Gutierrez looking to get back in there right here. It's a 3-1 pitch. Woo! Not a bad spot at all. Just misses low and outside. Ball 4. That'll bring up Wadi Almonte, who has singled. He's actually got 2 singles today and a walk. He's lined out to shortstop. So his team down by 2 here. Runner on first. I'm sure he's looking for some sort of way to get on base and get that runner over. It's the 0-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Chaz Brown is a real run threat. Seen him snag a couple bags. Usually at least. Oh, and he gets caught leaning there. He was about to try to steal one there. Quick pick there from the pitcher, catches him leaning. That'll be the first out of the inning. So the leadoff hitter gets aboard on a walk and ends up getting picked off at first. That's unfortunate for the Road Warrior Black Sox. So 0-1 count here to Almonte with 1 out, no one on. He gets hit by the pitch. So that'll put Almonte on first. So that'll bring up Dylan Procopio, who has flied out to the shortstop, to first base, and grounded out to third thus far. He's looking for his first hit of the day. He had a bottom of the 7th walk-off home run the other day. Home run here would tie the ball game. The first pitch misses low and away, 1-0. He represents the tying run at the plate right now. The 1-0 misses away, 2-0. Podkul will go over and talk to Gutierrez really quick. Kind of struggling to lock it in this inning. Had a leadoff walk and then a hit by pitch. Leadoff walk, he was fortunately able to pick off at first. So he's still got an out on the board. He's potentially 1 pitch away. But really need to see a ground ball from him right here. See if he can get one. (2-0) misses low and away, 3-0. And so that pickoff really comes back to hurt you here. If he walks this guy, potentially looking at a bases loaded, no outs without that pickoff, depending on what Gutierrez does right here. Throws a strike. Good pitch there. On outside corner, 3-1. (3-1) pitch. It's going to hit him in the back. So back-to-back hit by pitches. Runners at first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up Rolando Marcano, who to this point has reached on an error, walked, and grounded out to short. It's the winning run. Andre Clark awaits on deck. So without the pickoff, we would have the bases loaded and no outs here. So he watches the first pitch off speed on the outside corner, 0-1. Good job to get ahead there. Definitely don't want to fall behind. Pitch is low, but it's foul tipped, 0-2. So Marcano in an 0-2 count here. His team needs something big. Not even something big, just something to keep it alive. See if he could battle. The 0-2 pitch. It's going to be popped up. First baseman dropped it, but it's an infield fly. So that'll be the second out of the inning. Runners will stay at first and second. Unproductive out there. Unable to advance the runners. That'll bring up Don Andre Clark, who has flown out to left field and had a RBI on a fielder's choice earlier. He's walked once. So looking for his first hit of the game. This team down by 2, down to their final out. They're on the move. There'll be no throw from the catcher. So the tying runs will both move in a scoring position here on the double steal. No throw. I believe the pitch was a ball, yeah. So 1-0 count to Clark. Tying run standing there on second base. Single here could do a job. See if he's got it. Watches a fastball there, 1-1. Power hitter Olmstead on deck. Walk wouldn't hurt the Black Sox at all either. So 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. Gutierrez still one pitch away from ending this ball game potentially. The 2-1 pitch. It's going to miss up and away. 3-1. So they're making it interesting. Three-one count here to Clark. He's going to roll over that fastball. It's going to get by the diving pitcher. He's going to reach first. That'll bring home a run. So a rollover infield single will put the tying run 90 feet away. 8-9 ball game after the RBI single from Clark there. Good hustle out of the box. That'll bring up Taylor Olmstead. Olmstead has grounded out to third. He's singled and doubled. He's flown out to the catcher. So there'll be a pitching change here. That'll end the day for Gutierrez. Owen Reith coming in here. We'll be right back after this. So we are back. Owen Reeve coming in. Huge save situation. The tying run 90 feet away. He's got 2 outs as he delivers a first pitch ball up and in. Facing Taylor Olmstead. Standing in his way. The 1-0. That ball's driven into deep right center field. Can the right fielder make a play on it? He camps out and he secures the catch. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. That'll end the ball game. 9-8 loss for the Black Sox, or should I say a 9-8 win for the Rojo Diablos. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll have game 2 here shortly. We hope you'll tune in and join us for that as well. If not, have a pleasant afternoon and evening. Thank you all very much.